Should Carolina and State play for something like you guys played with the Victory Dome? They could be cool if we added something.
Uh, I don't see a problem with it. I feel like that'll be pretty interesting. Just deciding on what we're gonna play for. I mean, like we already play for bragging rights, and y'all see how intense that gets already. So, I mean, whatever that may be, I have no problem with it. Just figure out what we're gonna fight over. But I feel like the bragging rights is already enough as it is, you know. But hey, if somebody wants to put that up, hey, I'm not opposed to it at all.
If they were to ask you for suggestions or something off the top of your head, what might be? I know you weren't prepared for this.
I was not. You know,
We were joking earlier, maybe some kind of barbecue.
I don't know. That's the thing. Y'all caught me off guard with this one. Shoot, you know, I don't know. Probably, shoot, trade a ram for a wolf or something. Probably something like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, I about to say, you know, they like if when we win, you know, we walk the wolf out on our end, and then it's like, you know, if they win, then they can walk the ram out. You know, just kind of trade for a trade. So if we win, we get the wolf, and they win, they get the ram, and they keep it over there, and then they walk it out the next time we play. Yeah, see, I don't know about kidnapping. So I don't know about kidnapping. It's just like it's a willing. It's gotta be up front, like a very mutual trade. You ain't gotta like it, but it's a mutual trade. That would be my answer.
Kaimon, coming into the program from Georgia, did you know like just how intense this rivalry was from an outside perspective?
No, I actually didn't. Obviously, you know, when you are from Georgia, all you Georgia Tech rivalry or the Georgia-Florida rivalry. So, you know, for me being from Georgia, I didn't really hear a lot about the UNC-NC State rivalry until I got here. And then you just really start to understand how much we don't like NC State. And then it's just like, you know, first year you're just like, okay, I don't like NC State because I'm not supposed to. And then after a while, once you get a couple of reps with them in game, then you start to feel like, okay, now I can see why the rivalry stays. So, you know, just coming from Georgia, I didn't realize how intense this was until I actually got here.
What kind of environment are you expecting in
Whew. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be crazier than the past few times we've been over there, you know. So, I know last year, my junior year. Well, not last year, the year before. Yeah, my sophomore year. That place that thing was rocking. So I expect more, if not just the same.
How much does them putting a flag in the field that you kind of raise the bar on that, the dislike and some of the animosity?
I think it raises the bar tremendously. You know, just it's very disrespectful. You put the flag in the middle of our place and what we call home. You know, it's like you taking the load in the middle of the house in the living room. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that. You can't do that in the middle of the house. Like, shoot, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's very disrespectful. But you know, we'll save the best for when combat starts. So.
JJ said that he's had people tag him on social media this week with images of that sort of reminder. Have you had anybody send you a reminder?
No, and if I did, I'll probably look at it, laugh about it, and just move on. I mean, I ain't. Yeah, probably, but it is what it is. Put the phone on silent.
You said after a couple of reps, you with them against them, you now know. What was a couple of things that stood out that kind of like got you into that mode of not liking State?
I'll give it to NC State. They got a good squad, but they gritty. They'll get after it. They'll block after the whistle. They'll play after the whistle. They'll do anything that they can in order to get a win. So for us, for me personally, I can see why the rivalry has stayed as long as it has. You know, so just if it's happening now, it's happened back then and before then. So you know, just understanding of how tenacious that NC State can be, how determined they are to get a win, and going the lengths of how far they're willing to go to get that win. You can see why the hatred is here. You know, the animosity. So.
The NC State offense has changed so much over the course of the year, whether it was Brennan playing or MJ, or how they use Casey Concepcion and all that.
Yep.
When you all are preparing for this, how much of the season do you take in, or is it just like what is
I feel like for us, obviously, first things first, we got to handle our shortcomings and things that we need to improve on first and foremost. And then second of all, I feel like it's just one of those things where as much change as they had within their offense, we have to really key on the people that they use the most, people that they've used recently, because injuries happen, things happen within the system. So we got to also keep that in mind as well. But I feel like the most important games are the last couple of games that they played, the more recent plays that they've used with Armstrong and Concepcion and the rest of the guys that they have on their squad. And so I feel like the last couple of games are the most important, and also just kind of like, see also in midseason, see their tendencies. Because even though they've changed so much, every offense has some sort of tendency that they tend to bring up every now and then. So we also have to keep that in mind as well.
What stands out with Armstrong when you're watching him play? Obviously, he's had a late season surgery.
Even with his tenure at Virginia, he's always been a quarterback that's good with his legs. He's very dynamic. He can throw really well. He can run really well. I feel like this is another opportunity for him to do that again. And so for our point of emphasis, we have to make sure we got to contain him. And when he decides to run, that we got to meet him where he decides to run. So, and of course on the back end, we have to learn we got to cover and make sure that he doesn't have any open windows and things of that nature. But Brennan Armstrong, he's a very familiar face. We faced him before, and so we're not new to it. So we gotta go out there and dominate.
He does not like to slide here.
No, he doesn't like to slide. He's a very physical quarterback. But I like that about him. He ain't gonna duck. So I like when people don't duck.
Have you had to adjust your recovery process? You played over 90 snaps against Clemson and been playing a lot of snaps as of late. Have there been any differences throughout the week for you?
Not much, to be honest with you. There's times where I had to recover my body a little bit more than some days and some weeks. But all in all, there's not really much that I have changed. I feel like I like to consider myself very durable. So, there's not really much that I have to do out of my way to do other stuff. But, just kind of like some self-maintenance stuff. Get in the cold tub a little bit more, probably 5 more extra minutes than I usually have to, or, stop by, see Luke and David and them and the athletic training staff, see like, hey man, I got something going on. Y'all mind if I pop in for a little bit? So, nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary.
Gene said yesterday that eye discipline is going to be really important this weekend because they do a lot of things to kind of throw off your discipline. Take us through what some of those things are and how important that eye discipline will be this weekend.
I agree with Coach Chiz. Eye discipline is very important, especially the way that they use Concepcion. They bring them in and out of the box, so I know that's going to be very important. They do a lot of shifts. They do a lot of trades with their tight ends. They bring in a good amount of 21 personnel, 12 personnel, 11, 10. So they're going to be switching in and out of personnel. So eye discipline is very important. So we just got to lock in on whatever the call is. We got to stay vigilant on what that is and execute the call. So.
Are they cool alignment more than most people?
Not really. They're pretty butter with how they run their offense. A lot of like zone counter type stuff. So they don't really pull as more than an average team would. I'd probably say the most gap scheme that I had to deal with was probably against Duke. They did a lot of power counter stuff like that. But like truck plays and things of that nature. But not NC State. They're pretty solid with how they want to run their offense.
It's Thanksgiving week here, and everybody's thinking about football and mostly food too. So, what's your favorite side dish or dessert for Thanksgiving? Back as a kid or now?
Shoot. Well, first off, happy Thanksgiving, happy early Thanksgiving for all the people out there and to y'all as well. Favorite side dish? Ooh. All right. I'm gonna need y'all not to judge me for a little bit, but I don't know if y'all heard it, but my mom makes a mean broccoli casserole, and that thing is about a 12 out of 10. So that's probably hands down my favorite Thanksgiving. Nobody can make it. Nobody makes it like her. So I'm very stingy on that. It's a grandma recipe, so it's passed down my mom. I'm trying to learn it myself. So, that's that. Main dish, my dad's fried turkey, man. Can't get better than that, and also the ham as well. So. Dessert? Not big. You know what? You know what's shocking? I'm not a big sweets guy on Thanksgiving. Any other day, I could go down for some ice cream, cookies, or whatever. But I'm not a big sweets guy on Thanksgiving. But if I had to choose one, banana pudding, for sure. I know.
So you get an extra helping on regular food instead of.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to get nothing sweet right after that because it's like you got the whole spread still out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey man, how much fried turkey we got? You look over there. Oh, there's still much. All right, bet. And so you just go on over there. You don't worry about the sweets until probably like a day after, 2 days later. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are probably my 2 or 3.
You guys good?
All right.
David got some.
Appreciate you.